Good evening, Barmer. Good evening, future of India. Today I'm here to speak about my specific hairstyle. I'm sure ladies must not be interested, but you can see the future of your husband here. So now that I've got your undivided attention, I'm Sanjaya Chaturvedi, and I'm going to prove that sun is not bound by directions. It's a fact, but we don't notice it. So before I start to prove, I'm going to start with the story of a village boy, which used to reside in a village which had the second last literacy rate in the country. It was 80 kilometers from the district headquarters. Village was without electricity and there was no mentor. There were total 10 people in the family. एक और होता तो cricket team बन जाती. Father, mother, 4 sisters and 4 brothers की छोटी सी family थी. And what? They had no parental property. They had no bank balance, no land. And to top it all, they had illiterate father and mother. So they had various options what to do. They had 3 options. First was to get trapped into the cruel and lose. Second was to get fade away. And third was to fight. Before I tell you the story of this family further, there is a term which is used as SWOT. This is a strategic technique which is used in strategic management and the business management. That is knowing the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So this family from a rural background with illiterate parents had no idea about this SWOT analysis. So what they did, they sat around a hearth, holding each one's hand. And they knew that something in the future is waiting for them. So the elder one was 21-year-old and the other one was 6.5 years old. Parents were there as a witness. So they decided that illiteracy of the parent is not a weakness, it's a motivation. क्योंकि हमें अपने parent जैसा नहीं बनना है. They didn't have land and bank balance. It was considered as an opportunity कि इसको लेकर के भविष्य में कोई झगड़ा नहीं होगा. And then they decided that they had nothing to lose and everything to gain, and they unleashed themselves. And I am one of them. That time I was 6.5-year-old. So what we did, decided कि हम एक दूसरे का कोई support नहीं कर सकते हैं. How do we support each other? So we made 8 rules for ourselves. 4 भाई 4 बहन, 8 rule. I made little more rules for myself. But I am going to explain those 8 rules and how those rules transformed us into the future. First rule was observe everything, especially in the unusual hours. Because that is the time you have got undivided attention. Speak when nobody is listening. Hear when nobody is speaking. That will give the power of observation. And that power of observation will lead to the rule number 1. Rule number 2, question status quo. ये ऐसा क्यों है, ये वैसा क्यों नहीं है. To that extent कि हमने ये भी क्वेश्चन किया कि ये मुंह नाक के नीचे ही क्यों है, नाक नीचे मुंह ऊपर क्यों नहीं है. And third was to find the logic. Find the logic. If there is no logic, make your own logic. And I'm sure it will lead you somewhere. Fourth rule was value the opinion of everyone. Have the opinion of the wisest and have the opinion of the illiterate. Compare both of them. Don't disregard opinion of anyone because every opinion has some experience and the background attached to it. Fifth rule, what we made for ourselves was giving new input to our body and brain every day. हर दिन एक नया input अपनी body और brain को देंगे. If there was no input, we decided to change the route of going to school and coming back from a different route because that would give new input to our eyes and brain. Sixth rule, what we made for ourselves was art of forgiving. Now, if you're thinking differently, nobody will understand you. To that extent, आप लोगों ने बस में यात्रा की होगी, जिन लोगों की उम्र 40-45 के करीब है, वो हैं, बस में एक किताब बेचने वाला आता है एंड ही सेल्स दैट बुक सेइंग कि इसी को पढ़ के बड़े बड़े लोग आईएएस पीसीएस बनते हैं, सिविल सर्वेंट बनते हैं. There was a fact mentioned in that book that William Shakespeare used to write his name in 13 spellings and he had 6 signatures. I was in standard 4th and I tried, I could write my name in more than 25 spellings. And I had multiple signatures more than William Shakespeare. So I walked up to my teacher and said, कि sir, मैंने विलियम शेक्सपियर का रिकॉर्ड तोड़ दिया. He gave a tight slap on my face. And that time, प्राइमरी स्कूल 1 से लेके 5 तक सिर्फ ABCD पढ़ाई जाती थी. So he said, you have broken the record of William Shakespeare. You know who is he? I said, sir, yes. He said, tell me the spelling of elephant. I told him the spelling of elephant. Then he asked me, give me the spelling of Czechoslovakia. And I couldn't. He again gave me a slap. He said, पढ़ाई में ध्यान दो. I walked up to a corner, cried. But I realized कि मुझे ये जो टीचर हैं इनका सॉफ्टवेयर मुझसे मैच नहीं करता है. So next time when I have out of the box idea, I don't walk up to him. So it's very important to find out if you have an idea, out of box idea, whom to approach to and whom to align your thoughts with. 7th rule what we made for ourselves, worship every God and respect every religion. Since we didn't have anything, so हमें लगा कोई तो शक्ति है जिसे आप अलग अलग नामों से पुकारते हैं, वो शक्ति इस वर्ल्ड को कंट्रोल कर रही है and that is free of cost. So हमने डिसाइड किया कि हम हर देवता की पूजा करेंगे और हर धर्म का सम्मान करेंगे. किसी का खुदा, किसी का भगवान, किसी का ईश्वर, यदि आप उसका सम्मान करते हैं तो आपके लिए बुरा नहीं कर सकता. We wanted everything and the blessing of the divine energy. So we started respecting every religion, worshipping every God. And the 8th rule what we made for ourselves was to explore yourself. This is very interesting. क्या हुआ एक दिन मुझे टीचर से डांट पड़ी और मैं अपने माँ बाप से झुंझला के बातें कर रहा था. So I realized कि मैं अपने माँ बाप से, मैं अपने माँ बाप का बेटा हूं, तो मैं उनसे झुंझला के क्यों बात कर रहा हूं? मुझे तो टीचर ने डांटा. Then I realized that every part of persona is different. मेरे ही पर्सनालिटी के कई पार्ट हैं. हूं, कहीं छात्र संजय हूं, पिता संजय हूं, कहीं भाई संजय हूं, कहीं दोस्त संजय हूं, कहीं साहित्यकार संजय हूं. But and every part of that personality, every Sanjay has his own strengths and weaknesses and capabilities. So हमने ये डिसाइड किया कि एक संजय अगर डिस्टर्ब है, यदि छात्र संजय को टीचर ने डांटा है, तो उससे पुत्र संजय अफेक्टेड नहीं होना चाहिए. And let me tell you, gentlemen, this gave us the insight and the capability to find the solution within ourselves. What we started doing was, अगर हम परेशान होते थे, so what we did was first write down कि कौन सा संजय परेशान है, which part of personality is uncomfortable, and क्या जिस कारण से वो परेशान है, क्या वो उसकी काबिलियत में है? अगर उसकी काबिलियत में है, solution is found. अगर उसकी काबिलियत में नहीं है, तो किस संजय की काबिलियत में है? हो सकता है वो छात्र संजय की काबिलियत में ना हो, लेकिन वो भाई संजय की काबिलियत में हो. Solution is again found. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you follow this rule, know your personality, explore yourself, you will find the solution in yourself. After making these 8 rules, there are many more. Paucity of time doesn't allow me to do that, to explore more with you. So I'm going to leave you with 5 incidents, 5 stories, 5 facts, and 5 milestones. First is, logic might be illogical. So I'm going to tell you how to think differently, how I thought differently. That might suit you, or you might find your own ways and means. So किसके किसके आंगन में तुलसी लगी है? Wonderful. So ये तुलसी है, it is a medicinal plant. It generates positive energy, believed to be, and it is also believed that it is more effective in the presence of light. So किसी साधु महात्मा वैज्ञानिक किसी ने कोई रिसर्च किया होगा, and he realized that this should be found in everybody's आंगन और courtyard. So अगर किसी गांव में जिस व्यक्ति की समझ थोड़ी कम है, शिक्षा थोड़ी कम है, उसको यह समझाया जाए कि तुलसी ऐसा करती वैसा करती, तो शायद सबकी समझ में ना आए. Found the language of layman science connected with rituals. सबकी माता है, सबकी आंगन में होनी चाहिए. तो आंगन में लगाई गई. अगली बार वो गए, they found that tulsi was missing. क्या हुआ? बोला चारपाई खिसकाई, तुलसी टूट गई. Then they realized कि इसको जमीन पर लगाना ठीक नहीं है, तो क्या बनाना चाहिए? तुलसी की वेदी बननी चाहिए. So they planted tulsi in the Vedi. After some days they came back again and they realized वो सूख रहा है. क्यों? नीचे जब घर धोते थे तो पानी लग जाता था, अब वहां पर पानी नहीं पहुंचता है. तो तुलसी को सुबह शाम जल चढ़ाया जाएगा ताकि वो तुलसी रहे. उसमें थोड़े से अक्षत और अगरबत्ती जलाई जाएगी जिससे राख सड़ करके उसको खाद दे सके. और अगर सूरज की आंगन में लगाया जाएगा ताकि दिन में रोशनी और रात को चांद की रोशनी. अगर दोनों ना हो तो क्या किया जाएगा? दिया जलाया जाएगा. So this silly logic might be illogical, but it had some substance in it. Everything which was found with the research might not have been conveyed to you in the manner because we might not be having that kind of understanding. Second, लोग कहते हैं पॉपुलेशन कंट्रोल करने का एक नेचर का एक तरीका है. नेचर कंट्रोल द पॉपुलेशन इटसेल्फ. नेचुरल कैलामिटीज एंड पैंडेमिक्स लाइक कोविड-19, these are the nature's way to control the population. Now I'm telling you, nature is into your thoughts. It is controlling your thought to control the population. There is a concept called DINK, double income, no kids. People are having thoughts of having less children. People are having thought of having one children and no children. Even increasing infertility rate is also induced by nature. Same gender marriages are also leading to the population control measure. I'm sure this might be illogical, but it has some logic in it. Second story which I'm going to share with you is Abhimanyu theory. Everybody must have come to know or would have heard from Dadaji, Nanaji, Mataji, Pitaji. अभिमन्यु को चक्रव्यूह तोड़ने की कला उनके पिताजी ने उनको नहीं सिखाई थी. He was telling the story of tackling Chakravyuh when Abhimanyu was not even born. और इसीलिए अब उनकी माता जब तक सजग होकर के वो कहानी सुनती नहीं तब तक वो अभिमन्यु गर्भ के अंदर सुनता रहा. एंड कुछ देर बाद उनकी माता को नींद आ गई तो वो चक्रव्यूह के आखिरी द्वार को तोड़ने की कला वो नहीं सुन पाया. दैट मीन्स व्हाटएवर वी डू इट हैज अ मैसेज कि जो मां करती है उसका बच्चे पर इफेक्ट होता है, जो उसके आसपास होता है उस पर इसका इफेक्ट होता है. वी थॉट ऑफ ट्राइंग दिस एंड व्हेन both of our children were died, when both of them were born, so what we did was experimented the Abhimanyu theory onto them. We selected their sleeping time, we selected their lori, we selected their feeding time, and we have the videos कि जब वो पैदा हुए चाहे वो सो के उठे हों, जैसे वो गाना हम लोरी का बजाते बच्चे सो जाते थे. हम एक भी रात लेकर के उनको जगे नहीं हैं. So and even to top it all, to recharge their neuron level, we even heard the dolphin sound because we believed that the grooming, recharging of neuron, developing the brain starts before the kids are born. Try that. Experience it. First is believe, then ideate, innovate, implement, learn, go wrong, relearn. And if you're still going wrong, change ways and means, unlearn, and then again relearn. The third story which I'm going to share with you is telepathy. Everybody would have come across this term telepathy. That people used to communicate beyond the boundaries of visual distances, without speaking, without using the traditional means of communication. तो एक जगह से बैठ करके लोग दूसरी जगह बातें करते थे. I'm using this term neo telepathy. आप ये आज भी कर सकते हैं. Experience it. आप अपने जेब में मोबाइल रखिए और किसी के बारे में सोचना शुरू कीजिए. I'm telling you, 5 मिनट के अंदर उसका फोन आएगा. उसके साथ ही एक्सपीरियंस हुआ है. और अगर नहीं आया, आप उनको कॉल कीजिए और वो कहेंगे अभी आपकी बात हो रही थी. Is it a neo telepathy? I will leave you with the thought, is our mental wave using telecommunication waves or electronics wave or electromagnetic wave as a rider? क्या वो सवारी की तरह इस्तेमाल कर रही हैं? But use it. I'm telling you, you can induce your thought into the person who is sitting in front of you. While giving the interview, you can drive the interview. Think of the question which you are comfortable with. Induce that thought into the interviewer. And I'm telling you, वो interview लेगा नहीं, आप interview देंगे. Use this technique. The fourth one, symbol connecting the earth with the universe. आप सभी ने इस ओरायन तारामंडल को देखा होगा. I'm sure everybody would have. So ये ओरायन तारामंडल है. I would draw your attention on 3 stars. Left one Al Nitak, middle one Al Nilam, and right one Mintak. Mintaka in English. So ये ओरायन तारामंडल को ओरायन द हंटर के नाम से जाना जाता है. सब लोग इसे ऐसे ही देखते हैं. किसने किसने आकाश में इस तारामंडल को देखा है? रेज योर हैंड्स. क्या ये आकाश में ऐसा ही दिखता है? आई टेल यू, ये आकाश में ऐसा दिखता है जो राइट साइड में है आपके. इन इंडियन स्काई इट राइजेस लाइक दिस. तो मैं जब बचपन में छोटा था, मुझे ये ओरायन बहुत फैसिनेट करता था. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इज आई यूज्ड टू ऑब्जर्व दिस कॉन्स्टलेशन इन द नाइट, एंड आई ऑब्जर्व टू थिंग्स. कि अगर आप देखें तो नीचे वाले जो दो स्टार हैं और ऊपर वाले दो स्टार, उसमें नीचे वाले स्टार्स का जो गैप है वो ऊपर वाले से ज्यादा है, एंड दैट इज ऑलवेज टुवर्ड्स द ईस्ट. तो यदि आपको डायरेक्शन पता लगाना तो आप ऐसे पता लगा सकते हैं. दिस वाज माय ओन वे ऑफ फाइंडिंग. एंड सेकंड, आपने सुना होगा कभी कभी लोग कहते हैं आजकल गर्मियों में भी सुबह 3-4 बजे के बाद ठंडी हो जाती है, सर्दियां हो जाती हैं. दैट इज द टाइम व्हेन ओरायन वॉकिंग बाय. यानी आई कोरिलेटेड विद द वेदर कि जब ओरायन इंडिया के आकाश में दिखता है तब सर्दी शुरू होती है, जितने बजे दिखता है. बट मोर इंपॉर्टेंट इज वन डे देयर वाज अ फैशन देयर वाज अ फैंसी ड्रेस शो इन द स्कूल. तो मेरे हाथ में त्रिशूल था, रात में छत पे बैठा हुआ मैं त्रिशूल लेकर के हाथ में, और ओरायन तारामंडल को देख रहा था. एंड लुक व्हाट आई फाउंड. नेक्स्ट, इफ यू सी दिस, क्या है ये? क्या ये शंकर का त्रिशूल है? क्या ये डमरू है? एक अलग नजरिया. एंड आई विल फ्लैश वन मोर थिंग फॉर यू. Focus, go back please. Focus on the symbol of this central star. What is this? It is upper portion of Trishul, isn't it? Or 3. That means somebody is giving you the message. One among the 3. 3 and 1. 1 and 3. 1 or 3. I'll leave you with the religious symbol of multiple religions. If you see here, this is how Orion is derived. This is 3 or Trishul. If you look together. Next. And now you see, I'll leave you with the religious symbols. Everything, there is message. But the symbol of that central star is hidden into it. I'm not explaining the religion. I'm not explaining what does it indicate. I'm living with the thought that if you think differently, you will observe different things. चीजें वही हैं, देखने का नजरिया अलग हो तो नई चीजें मिलती हैं. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there is a nebula of belt of Orion, which is 1300 light years away from us. And if you want to know what is the connection, this much you have to travel. So that means you will need the theory of time traveler or teleportation. The fifth story I'm going to share with you is create your own fate. मुझे कार्बन पेपर से बहुत fascination था. So what I used to do is I used to take my print and put it on the copy of my class. And every year I used to do this. And I realized that my fingerprints are changing. This was the known fact that fingerprints don't change. I walked up to my brother and told him, my fingerprints are changing. ये जो ऐसा ट्रायंगल बनता है यहाँ पर, ये सर्कल हो रहा है. ये जो सर्कल है वो ऐसा बन रहा है. He told me, no, it doesn't happen. It cannot happen. I showed me my carbon copy print, and now it's a proven fact that fingerprints do evolve. So what I did was parallel running story. There was a Pandit ji who was a palmist. So वो सबका हाथ देख रहे थे. I walked up to the Pandit ji and asked him, Pandit ji, देखिए. So he said, no, बच्चों का हाथ नहीं देखा जाता. It has a logic कि if they tell, in case they know anything, so parents or people might get prejudiced. But I insisted, नहीं. And you know what he did? He looked at me and he said, बेटा आपके हाथ में भाग्य रेखा नहीं है. So if you see, you can see the fate line, that is center 1, ऐसे खड़ी होती है. बेटा आपके हाथ में भाग्य रेखा नहीं है. तो मैंने कहा उसका क्या इफेक्ट है? He said, बेटा जितना करोगे उतना मिलेगा. I said, perfectly fine. जितना करूंगा उतना मिलेगा. He said, नहीं, ऐसा हो सकता है कि जितना करो उतना ना मिले. I said, this is bad. So I said, what to do? He said, भगवान का ध्यान करो. Whatever he had to say. So I walked up to the colony, जहां पर एक छोटा बच्चा, उसका जन्म हुआ था, 42 days old child. तो मैं उसकी मुट्ठी से खेल रहा था. उसकी मुट्ठी में खोलता था, वो बंद कर लेता था. Suddenly I realized कि उसकी मुट्ठी गर्भ में 9 महीने से बंद रहती है, इसलिए 3 रेखाएं गाढ़ी हो जाती हैं, जिसको आप जीवन रेखा, भाग्य, कोई भी रेखा का नाम लेते हैं. Then I got an idea कि भाग्य रेखा कैसे हाथ को फोल्ड करने से बनेगी. And I found कि अगर मैं हाथ को ऐसे फोल्ड करके रखूं तो भाग्य रेखा बन सकती है. So what I did was, every day when everybody used to go off to sleep, I used to take ribbon of my sister, tie my hand, and in next 6 months I created the fate line. I don't know because of that fate I'm here, or because of my efforts I'm here, but I'm here. I did not leave any stone unturned to gain anything. We decided that if anything exists, we will find. If there is no logic, we will make a logic. We will make our own logic. Prove our own logic wrong, unlearn the previous logic, relearn. And if anybody can do it, we can do it. Even if nobody can do it, if it can happen, we will do it. So future of India, I am leaving these 2 lines with you. This I wrote for myself. तुम हो सूरज, तुम दिशाओं के नहीं मोहताज हो. तुम हो सूरज, तुम दिशाओं के नहीं मोहताज हो. तुम जहां निकलोगे पूरब खुद वहीं आ जाएगा. Thank you.